I get that. And where are you coming in from for this race?
Gainesville, Virginia.
Okay, not bad. All right, good stuff. All right, awesome. Thanks, Gio. Well, good luck on this one. I know you're going to kill it, especially if he said he loves running. I hate running personally, and I've done a 5K, and I've done all right, so we're going to see it. All right, Brett, let's go with you, man. Okay, again, you said some of your first one also.
Yeah, first 5K.
What made you choose this one?
It was for a good cause, and to spend time with my daughter. Recently picked up running, so hey, first time.
Right. A good cause, picked up running, and then on top of that, like you said, hey, you got also wanted to burn some calories off before ingesting it. What is your go-to side dish for Thanksgiving?
It is actually a sweet potato pie.
Okay, so definitely got to burn off the calories for that one, right?
Gotta get ready for the pie.
No, definitely. Well, hey, Brett, thank you so much for that one.
Thank you.
And Brooklyn, last but not least, what are you most excited for here on this 5K?
I'm most excited to just like support everybody that's like hungry and they don't have like food to eat on Thanksgiving, and just to help my dad with his journey and have fun.
I get that. What about your favorite side dish? What is that one?
Probably Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah? All right, the little sweet rolls that come out. All right, I get it. Do you toast it up and put butter on it?
It depends.
Oh, so it could be either just straight cold out the pack or even just warmed up, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Brooklyn, as well. I'm hoping everyone has a great race. Of course, it is going to be, it's a little bit chilly out there. I hope you guys continue to stretch. I hope I didn't cause you guys to cramp up now. But hey, they're telling me to wrap up. Let's wave to everybody and say, Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving!
All right, we'll send it back into the studio to you guys.
I love it. Thank you so much, Caesar, and good luck to all of the runners out there. Stay warm, and it's just pretty exciting to hear everyone's different experiences. All right, we'll see you in a bit, Caesar. We are now less than an hour away from a news conference with top officials after a suspect shot 2 National Guardsmen yesterday in D.C. Stay with us through our 9 o'clock hour for live coverage of the briefing as it happens. Plus, protect your health this Thanksgiving. In our next half hour, these surprising do's and don'ts when it comes to holiday food prep. We're back after this.
Plumbing to electrical, heating to air conditioning. If you can't, we can. Michael and Son.
We're back now this morning with your morning jolt. A funnel cloud near Houston is caught on camera. Take a look at this video yourself. It was taken by a patrol car's dashboard cam. That funnel cloud sighting comes as a powerful line of storms pushed across the southern area. The storms led to a tornado that damaged homes, toppled trees, and even left a trail of damage all across the region. Wow. We are coming up on 8:15 right now. Taylor, these videos are always so fascinating to me, and also a little scary. But so glad everything is okay there. We do not have our eyes to the skies this morning because it's a dry, which is wasn't the case earlier this week. But the main headline of the weather today is just cold.
Yeah. Exactly. It's going to be a cold Thanksgiving day. It's already a chilly start to the morning. It's going to remain cold throughout the afternoon, too. We're at 43 degrees currently in D.C. Kind of see our camera right there at the Reston Station. Camera currently is being kind of shaken around a little bit. That's due to that wind that's starting to kick in a little bit. It's not that bad quite yet. If you're heading out the door this morning to maybe a turkey trot or something outside, bundle up, and you'll probably need the extra layers pretty much all day long. Temperatures currently are in the upper 30s to low 40s area wide, and live look at radar showing some cloud coverage popping up with satellite on. But other than that, like Makia just said, rain threat, snow threat for today, not going to see anything out there. So that's all thanks to that cold front that moved through. So yes, it's going to bring us some dry weather. It's just going to be kind of cold out there for the remainder of this week, too. Temperatures will be well below the average high. We should get into the mid-40s today, but it's going to feel even colder than that with the gusty winds. Here we go over the next couple of days. We'll gain some sunshine back heading into Friday, but it's going to be even colder, and then we'll keep things dry into half of the weekend. 46 degrees for the high temperature today. Into tonight, it will get even colder. I think we'll drop below freezing for most of you. And then here's tomorrow will be kind of windy with temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s. So Friday, Black Friday, if you're heading out for any kind of shopping, make sure you bundle up. Here we go into the next couple of days. Again, like I said, through the start of the weekend, it looks dry. It's Sunday where we had been mentioning rain that day. And right now it looks like that storm system could move up a little bit in terms of time, and it could hit that colder air. So if it does before sunrise on Sunday, there's at least a brief period we could pick up on a wintry mix. Other than that, it will really quickly change over to just rain as temperatures go into the 40s that day. 7-day forecast. Again, it shouldn't cause any kind of travel impacts. By Monday, things look dry, and then Tuesday will be the next day we watch for maybe the chance for some snow and also some rain. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Of course, we'll keep you updated throughout the morning as well. Makia?
All right. Thanks, Taylor. Your timer now is 8:16, and we are less than an hour away from a news conference with top officials after a suspect shot 2 National Guardsmen yesterday in D.C. The presser is expected to begin at 9 o'clock, so about 45 minutes away. Of course, we'll bring you the full coverage live when it begins. And the minutes after that shooting, President Trump requested more National Guard troops be sent to the district. Fox 5 got a chance to speak with national security expert Jamil Jaffer about the future of D.C. as a result of this attack.
As you know, we've got about 2,200 National Guard troops in D.C. right now. This new deployment of 500 more to ensure that those troops are safe is, a significant increase on that 2,200. And of course, you have the fact that a federal judge has ordered those troops withdrawn, although she stayed her order as it's appealed for 21 days. So we'll see how this plays out.
It's still not clear when the 500 additional troops will arrive at D.C. and whether they will come from D.C., the D.C. National Guard, or from another state's National Guard force. A luxury inn in Clark County, Virginia, says that a pair of thieves used disguises to steal some of the rarest wines in the world. And this morning we are seeing how calculated, the thief really was. Deputies say that suspects wore wigs, even posed as event planners. They get inside of a wine cellar November 19th. They're also accused of swapping ultra-rare bottles with counterfeits. One suspect, identified as Natalie Ray, was arrested at the scene. Another man is still on the run.
And the whole thing, looking back in retrospect, was very well rehearsed. Just her rapid-fire questions, keeping me distracted, having me look through the cellar and show her examples of things that she had questions about for her boss that this whole event was supposedly for, and that her boss was very familiar with French wine.
Investigators say several bottles are still missing, and each one has a unique serial number. If you have some information, call police or call the sheriff's office.
Hey, show me your hands now. Show me your hands. Get down. Get on the floor now.
A Howard County police officer on patrol in Jessup caught a burglar in the act. This is some video of the incident here. A department says that the officer spotted broken glass outside the 3D Nails and Day Spa on Washington Boulevard last Friday and found 45-year-old Leslie Elmore inside. He is charged with burglary. Also to come this morning, help from the experts. At 8:32, the team from Butterball is going to be joining us with last-minute tips to make the perfect Thanksgiving turkey. And also coming up this morning, our morning boost. Our dogs may have a closer link to wolves than you think. We're digging into the study that may make you look at your fur baby twice. And as we jump to a quick break, if you see some news happening, tell us about it. Have a tip, send it our way. Email us at fox5@fox.com, fox5dc@fox.com, or just give our news desk a call, 202-895-3000. We're back after this. Well, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is speaking for the first time about her decision not to run for re-election.
Yeah, Bowser says her biggest accomplishments were luring the commanders back to Washington and building investments in poorer parts of the city. The mayor says, telling reporters at a food distribution event in the D.C. Convention Center, that she is grateful for her 3 terms.
I'm grateful that D.C. residents gave me 20 years to serve this great city. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for placing your trust in me and giving me and my family this extraordinary opportunity.
Bowser has been mayor for 10 years in D.C. Her term will expire in January of 2027. She says she had no plans for future elections unless D.C. becomes a state, and then she says she will run for governor.
A D.C. Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton is touting wins in the Senate's fiscal year 2026 D.C. appropriations bill. It'll secure $40 million for the D.C. Tuition Assistance Grant Program. A bill exempts D.C. from federal government shutdowns in fiscal year 2027 and provides $4 million to fight HIV and AIDS in the district. The bill does not include 18 anti-home rule riders included in the House version of the bill, but it does prevent the district from using local funds on abortion services and commercializing adult-use marijuana.
The mother of White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt's nephew has been detained by immigration authorities. Officials say Bruna Caroline Ferreira overstayed her tourist visa, which expired in 1999 and was in the country illegally. Ferreira migrated from Brazil to the U.S. as a child and was a DACA beneficiary. She's currently at an ICE processing center awaiting deportation.
And time right now is 8:24. Coming up in our 9 o'clock hour, we are on standby in the district as top officials prepare an update on yesterday's shooting of 2 National Guardsmen.
Yeah, be sure to stay with us. We'll have full live coverage for you as soon as that presser begins. Welcome back to Fox 5. It is 8:30 on your Thanksgiving morning. A live look across the DMV today, and sunny start to our holiday, but it is chilly out there. Taylor's going to track everything you need to know as the Thanksgiving holiday gets underway and how you need to dress for any outdoor activities. Maybe just stay inside and get a second helping of food when the time comes, Makia.
Yeah, definitely try to stay warm out there. Let's get you caught up on the headlines this morning. We're going to start with the FBI now investigating the shooting of 2 National Guardsmen yesterday in D.C. as a possible act of international terrorism. This happening in the Farragut Square area. This is roughly 2 blocks from the White House. The suspect is an Afghan national named Ramanullah Lakinwal. He reportedly entered the U.S. in 2021 after the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan and then overstayed his visa. President Trump announcing more National Guard troops will be deployed in the district in response to this shooting.
This will only stiffen our resolve to ensure that we make Washington, D.C. safe and beautiful. The drop in crime has been historic. The increase in safety and security has been historic. But if criminals want to conduct things like this, violence against America's best, we will never back down.
Right now, nearly 2,200 troops are assigned to the Joint Task Force operating in D.C. Meanwhile, President Trump is calling for a reinvestigation of all Afghan refugees who entered the U.S. under the Biden administration. We expect an update on that shooting again at 9 o'clock. We're going to bring you full live coverage. A search for a missing Virginia football coach is now a manhunt after police announced he's wanted on child pornography charges. Travis Turner went missing last week, just days before his undefeated team's playoff game. And according to police, the 46-year-old coach was reported missing after authorities went to his home in Appalachia to question him. Search and rescue teams, drones, even K-9 units have all been deployed by police across multiple jurisdictions in an effort to locate the coach.
The Virginia State Police is actively searching for Turner, and we are asking for the public's help in providing any information that may lead to his whereabouts.
His wife told the Daily Mail that none of the charges are true and that she does not know anything about in regard to the alleged crimes or her husband's location. Police say their main priority right now is to locate Turner safely. Maryland's Attorney General suing to save SNAP benefits for immigrants. AG Anthony Brown is joining 21 other states trying to stop new USDA guidance that say some legal immigrants, including refugees, aren't eligible for food assistance. They argue this contradicts federal law and will cause confusion for families. Jacqueline?
Well, 8:30 this morning, and turkey with all the fixings a staple for today, but some families may run into issues making their dishes, and they don't have to fear, though, because Butterball's turkey talk line, I should say, is here to help. We've got Mary Alice Coffey here with some expertise. Good morning, Mary Alice. Glad to have you here with us. How many calls are you guys expecting today?
Oh, my goodness. We have been fielding millions of calls. We've been open since 1981 at the Butterball Turkey Talk Line, and we're here to help you. So definitely give us a call this morning. This is last minute tips, but I'm happy to help you. If you don't have a turkey yet, go to butterball.com and pick up one of our cook from frozen turkeys in a blue bag. And all you do is take the plastic off and put it right in the oven. It's so easy.
Oh,
but if you're
okay.
going to be, it's real easy. So if you're going to be cooking a turkey from home, we recommend a 325-degree oven. You're going to put your turkey on a rack in a shallow open pan. Put a little vegetable oil on the skin of the turkey, which will give it a nice golden color. And most important is use a meat thermometer. The meat thermometer will read 170 when your turkey's done in the thigh and in the breast temperature. So no matter how you make your turkey, if it's in an oven bag or you're going to deep fry it, you want to have a meat thermometer to make sure that it's fully cooked.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say any signs to look out for if your turkey is undercooked, even if the outside looks okay. That's why you want to have that thermometer, right?
That's right. Even though it may look beautiful and you want to start to eat it, and then you want to make sure that it is thoroughly cooked and safe, and you don't want to overcook it because that'll make it dry and tough. So the meat thermometer is probably your best friend in the kitchen this morning.
Okay, I got to know, because I feel like a lot of times people go to Thanksgiving, they're picking out the dark meat because it's a little moister than some of the other meat. How do you make it so that the white meat doesn't get dried out?
Well, one tip that I have is that, especially with the larger turkeys, I'll put them in the oven, let them start to cook. And toward the end, about 2/3 of the way through the cooking time, you can put a lightweight piece of foil, just lay it on the breast, the size of a piece of notebook paper. So it's just a small piece of foil, lay it right on the breast, and it will kind of protect the breast meat from getting too dry and slow down the cooking.
Ah, okay. I'm going to have to use that tip. Thank you, Mary Alice. Any ways to avoid an overcooked turkey?
Well, once a turkey is overcooked, you certainly don't want that to happen. So we do give you guidelines. They're on the turkey, but you can call us at 1-800-BUTTERBALL. We can help you out with that. The range, every turkey has a cooking range, but that is not when the turkey is done. So that you take that range, and then you use your meat thermometer in the beginning of the range. And when it turns 170, then you take your turkey out of the oven.
Okay. Mary Alice, this is so insightful. I do also want to know a little bit about maybe how long a turkey should rest after you pull it out of the oven. How long should, you don't want to start carving it right away, right?
No, you don't want to carve it right away. So you take it out of the oven and set it aside, and you're going to put foil around it. And to keep it very hot, you can even put a dry bath towel over the foil, and it will stay hot for up to 1 hour. So it gives you time to get those other casseroles in the oven.
That is exactly the best point right there. Okay, any tip you have when it comes to saving Thanksgiving dinner when it comes to the turkey?
Well, you know, after you finish your turkey, and hopefully you'll have a lot of good leftovers about 2 hours after you eat, you want to carve the meat all off the bone. Just set aside some meat for the weekend and put it in like a little plastic bag. So that will last in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 days. And then the rest of the meat, I would divide into small packets, put it in your freezer, and that meat is good for about 3 months in the freezer. You can use it during the winter months to make wonderful soups or recipes we have a lot of great recipes at butterball.com. You may want to check those out.
Yeah, great advice there. Mary Alice, one last question for you. I don't know how long you've been doing this with Butterball's Turkey Talk Line, but what is the strangest or maybe the funniest call you've gotten during your time there?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I have been at the talk line for 30 plus years. So wow. I have a lot of stories, but one in particular was a young man who was cooking a turkey for his fiance and her parents, and he was very nervous, followed the directions to a T, put the turkey in the oven, and then he went to put the dial on bake, and it ended up putting it on clean instead. So the oven door locked. It went up to 500 degrees. It started smoking. He couldn't get the turkey out of the oven. So he called us, and I said, hang up and call the fire department because you need to get that turkey out of the oven.
Oh my goodness. Literally all of us here in studio, our mouth just dropped hearing that story. Mary Alice, I wish I could just have you come over for Thanksgiving with me and just have you there because you sound like an expert. If anybody does need to call the Butterball Turkey Hotline, ask any last minute questions, where can they reach you guys?
Oh, we'll be here all day today till 6 p.m. Central Time. And you can call us at 1-800-BUTTERBALL. You can text us at 844-877-3456. You can send us an email or a chat. You know, go to butterball.com and we're on all the social media. So we'd be happy to talk to you today. Not to panic. We're going to be open all the way until Christmas Eve. So think about another turkey for Christmas.
Absolutely. Mary Alice, thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving to you and to all of those of you at Butterball answering all of our frantic calls today.
All right. Thank you so much for calling us, and have a great Thanksgiving.
You as well. All right. Be sure to stick around. We've got a sneak peek at some holiday fun that is hitting the DMV. All that and more coming up after a quick break.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Plumbing to electrical, heating to air conditioning. If you can't, we can. Michael and Son.
Welcome back. I'm taking a look at our morning boost this morning. A new study cracking the ancestral ties between man's best friend and wolves. The Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History has partnered with researchers at the American Museum of Natural History in New York to test the DNA of today's major dog breeds. Researchers discovered that 64% of modern dog breeds carry wolf ancestry thanks to thousands of generations of crossbreeding. A dog's ancestral ties to wolves is also one reason for their body size, sense of smell, and personality traits. The research challenges earlier beliefs that dogs did not share the same DNA as wolves. Well, it's the time to give thanks and reflect on what we are thankful for as we bring in Thanksgiving, whether it is family, friends, your health. We ask people all across the DMV to tell us what they are thankful for this Thanksgiving. Take a listen.
I'm thankful for family time, hard math homework, and just extra time with no school.
I am thankful for nieces, family, creativity, independent thought, resistance.
So cute there. And feel free to tell us what you're thankful for on Twitter. You can use that hashtag GoodDayDC. Well, a holiday show returning at the U.S. Botanic Gardens along the National Mall. This year's theme is Season's Greenings Dynamite and showcases dinosaurs, animals, and plants. The holiday display opens today on Thanksgiving Day and runs through January 4th. Still to come this morning from the metro to our roads, we are tracking how Thanksgiving is shaking up commutes all across the DMV this morning. What to plan for before heading out to your celebrations. Then, don't spend Thanksgiving with a stomach ache. Up next, the surprising do's and don'ts when it comes to holiday food safety. And a live look outside as we do head to break out towards National Harbor on this Thanksgiving. We're going to check back in with Taylor for a look at your holiday forecast coming up.
Wish I could be.
Welcome back. Time now coming up on 8:44 this morning, and we're about 15 minutes away from a scheduled news conference with top officials after a suspect shot 2 National Guardsmen yesterday in D.C. That presser expected to begin at 9 a.m. Of course, sometimes those types of events can take a little bit of time before everybody comes to the podium and is ready to speak. But we will be ready here at 9 a.m. to take that live, and we'll bring you that full coverage when it does begin here on Fox 5, over on Fox Local, and keep you updated as well on our social media platforms. In the meantime, let's take a look out towards our weather this morning. A live look out towards Reston Station. And Taylor, do not let that sun deceive you, my friend. It looks beautiful out there, but boy, is it a chilly start out there.
It's certainly cold out there. And I know it's not that bad quite yet, but the wind is going to kick in as we go throughout the day. So here we are. We're at 43 degrees with the wind's not that bad quite yet. So we're not talking about a wind chill, at least right now, but that wind will pick up throughout the afternoon, making it feel even colder than it actually is. We're also not going to warm up at all throughout the afternoon either. So whatever you head out the door in this morning, you'll probably need later on too. Upper 30s to low 40s being reported with the temperatures currently. Here's a live look at radar. We're going to be dry for today, the next couple of days as well. We'll mix in some cloud coverage out there for today. So unfortunately, we won't have as much sunshine to keep you a little bit warmer throughout this afternoon, but we should see more of that sunshine heading into Friday. Temperatures will remain below average for this time of year. We'll top out mid 40s. To put it into perspective, the average high for right now is actually 54 degrees. So kind of a cold Thanksgiving day, one of the coldest we have seen in quite some time. At least it will be dry. Here we go with the sunshine and futurecast showing up tomorrow, and then we'll keep things dry all the way through at least the first half of the weekend, and then things start to change starting on Sunday. 46 degrees for the high temperature today. Tonight we'll drop back into the 30s for most of you, so I do think we'll drop below freezing for tonight. It will still be kind of breezy too. So yes, it's going to be a cold evening and also a cold morning tomorrow morning. If you're heading out for Black Friday shopping or just have any kind of plans that take you outside tomorrow, it is going to be a chilly day, and also it's going to be a little bit windy too. So I would dress for the 30s throughout tomorrow afternoon as well. Saturday looks dry to start out the morning. Eventually, we'll talk about the chance for some rain developing as the storm kind of unfolds. We've been mentioning this all week long. As it looks right now, though, it has sped up in time, so I do think there's a good chance that it comes in before sunrise on Sunday, and because of that, it's going to hit that colder air. So there's at least a brief period before sunrise on Sunday where we could at least pick up on a wintry mix, but I don't think it's going to be enough to cause any kind of travel delays before it transitions to rain that day. 7-day forecast, here's how it shapes up. We'll be cold and windy for today and tomorrow. The weekend's going to be a chilly start too. We'll keep that cold air in the forecast all the way through Sunday too, as a brief wintry mix may change over to rain throughout the day. Monday looks dry, still chilly, and then here we go by Tuesday. Notice it is going to be cold. We'll be watching another storm system, which as it looks right now could bring at least the mention of some rain, also maybe some snow too. So it could go either way as it looks right now. Of course, we'll keep you updated for the rest of this morning and all the way through the weekend as well. Back to you.
All right, Taylor, thank you. Well, the busy Thanksgiving travel window winding down for some. Many opted to hit the road rather than fly or take the train. For drivers, taking advantage of express lanes can always be a faster option, but it does come with a hefty price tag. Tolls typically are based on the amount of traffic congestion, so that price can rise very quickly.
The 495 express lanes, like other express lanes in the region, do use dynamic tolling. So really what that means is it's reacting in real time to traffic conditions on the highway. And so as you start to see some of that congestion and that demand increase for the express lanes, you're going to see those tolls increase as well.
In an effort to ease traffic flow on this holiday weekend, VDOT did suspend many highway work zones and lifted temporary lane closures on Virginia interstates through noon on Monday, December 1st. Tracking Metro, a reminder for anyone planning to take Metro today. The system will be running on a holiday schedule. Started at 6 a.m. today and will run until midnight, with trains coming every 8 to 15 minutes depending on the line. Metro buses will also run on a Sunday schedule. Parking also free at all Metro garages. And as millions of Americans prepare for their Thanksgiving feast, health and safety experts sharing what to keep in mind before stepping into the kitchen. The 2 turkeys that were pardoned by the White House may be safe, but the USDA says nearly 46 million birds will end up on Thanksgiving tables this year. The National Turkey Federation reporting that 94% of Americans plan to celebrate, and that means a lot of time in the kitchen, where experts say the risks could rise quickly.
It is very dangerous because bacteria can collect and can start growing on the top of the surfaces of your foods.
Experts say to wash your hands often, clean any surface that touches any raw meat, and never use the same cutting board for raw turkey and fresh foods. For families that choose to deep fry their bird, experts say having a fire extinguisher nearby is critical.
Put a frozen turkey in that deep fryer, you're gonna erupt in flames. So just in case, make sure you're outside. You want to make sure you're on concrete.
Officials also warn not to put potato peels or eggshells down the drain to avoid clogs. Meantime, this Thanksgiving, several local restaurants pitching in to help those in need in our community. Busboys and Poets in Anacostia holding a free lunch, no questions asked. That offer will run from 11 to 2 p.m. today. The owner of the popular restaurant chain, Andy Shalal, says that simple acts of kindness may have a life-changing impact. And Santa, he is already getting ready to come to town in Fairfax County. Preparations currently underway for the police department's annual Santa Ride, which delivers toys and joy to children that are in hospitals and local charities. The theme for this year's ride is based on the holiday classic Home Alone.
We're asking any of the community members to be able to make donations for new toys, unwrapped, which will be distributed through some of our partners at Inova. These are going to be the Women's and Children's Wing, where we have kids who are either going to be less fortunate or not going to have a home to have for Christmas.
You can go to the department's website for drop-off locations. That ride is set for December 9th. Well, still to come this morning, are you struggling to find love? It may just be a sign of the season. Still ahead in the social scene, the staggering number of Americans who say they avoid relationships during the holidays specifically, and more on their big reason why. We'll be right back.
Trying hard not to hear, but they talk so loud.
Welcome back. Social Scene now here at 8:53 this morning, and a new study shows the impact of holiday spending on modern dating. Nearly 1 in 3 Americans say that they would rather stay single and save money than pay for gifts or festive date nights. A quarter even admitted that they are avoiding dating altogether this season just to cut costs. The survey responses led by men and Gen Z. Despite that, though, gift giving still matters. 38% of people say how much someone spends shows how serious they are. 43% have spent more than they can afford.
Yeah, definitely don't advise that. I mean, thoughtful gestures and dates, and that goes a long way. You don't have to break the bank to impress someone. No. But I also I have a couple guy friends who are like, hey, dating is expensive, and they haven't met the one just yet. So I think it's all personal preference, but there are creative ways. If you still want to date, don't stop because you can't afford it. Just get creative.
Yeah, get creative. That's right. Because dates can get expensive. Going out to dinner is extremely expensive nowadays. And then add in kind of holiday gifts. I get it, but you can get creative. It's more or less just the thought that counts.
Yeah. What do you think about somebody who expects high-end gifts, especially early on in a relationship?
Not
is that a red flag?
Not at all. Yeah.
Not going to get any better from there, Taylor, like you said.
Love languages are important. You got to be compatible. If you know that this person you're interested in, their love language is material things or high-end gifts, well, you have to be okay with that and be okay with providing that. And if not, keep it moving.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Well, keeping it moving here, Wallet Hub says more than a third of Black Friday deals aren't really discounts. That is because retailers may repackage an item that was on sale for the same discount a few weeks earlier. Despite that, Wallet Hub says that shoppers should expect most discounts to fall around 24%. Consumers can also use sites like Camel, which tracks current prices on Amazon, gives and predicts future price drops. Meantime, Drop List lets you make a wish list and then notifies you when there is a markdown. So you guys planning on going Black Friday shopping at all? And any good Black Friday deals you've ever gotten before?
That's a good question. I have already gotten some things offline though, so I make it work for me. And it feels good to get them out of the way. But I would agree that I'm trying to book a hotel for January because after working all the holidays, I need to get away. I'm so run down after that. So been trying to. We already have everything booked. Trying to book a hotel in Florida, and it is so expensive. They're trying to highlight Black Friday deals, and it's not really a deal.
Yeah,
so that part I get.
That's also what you really have to look at and compare. Is this actually a good deal, or is it just titled that with a shiny sticker on it?
Yeah, gotta do research. Exactly. I like how a lot of the deals are starting earlier, which I've noticed in recent years, and also sticking around just a little bit longer. I'm more of a Cyber Monday kind of girly. But I mean, I think right now I pretty much I have everything I need. I
have never really gone Black Friday shopping. There is one time in store when I was in college and I got an $8 crock pot.
What?
And let me tell you, that was my best Black Friday deal to this day. I am very proud of one. It was a mini one, but still.
That's still a good deal. It's a good deal.
You can put little meatballs in there and whatnot, and it's kind of fun. So, and it came. I also got an $8 waffle maker to go with it. So
waffles sound good right now.
2-for-1 special.
I know. I was so excited, but other than that, I've never really found any good Black Friday deals. And I don't really go in-person shopping anymore. I think a lot of people feel that same way. Retailers are seeing that too.
Crowds or lines? No, thank you.
Yeah, with
you. In the past, I found good deals on TVs, of course. Back in the day, you can find a really good deal. But try to just kind of avoid all of that on the day where everyone else is running toward it.
Remember the line that you would see on Black Friday for Best Buy? Best Buy. It was
people sleeping outside. And
do you know how many times I've reported from a line somewhere outside of a Black Friday, and I'm like, man, it is cold out here. These people have been sleeping in a tent. There is nothing I need that bad. That I need to sleep outside in the freezing cold.
And if I do, I just gotta wait.
I'll just wait for another sale.
That's all right. That is totally fine. Not really anything for me out there. So, yeah. All right. Well, Xbox and Crocs are teaming up to make shoes. The Xbox Classic Clog shoe looks a lot like an Xbox controller. Here it is. Fans can also buy a pack of 5 Jibbits that include fan favorite characters from the Xbox games. The shoes cost $80. The 5-pack of Jibbits are $20. Available on Crocs' website. So how do you feel about this?
So I don't own a pair of Crocs. I heard they are super comfy and people dress them up really cool, but these actually look really neat.
I thought I don't like Crocs. I'm not a big fan of them, but those are kind of cool.
They do look kind of cool. I'm looking at these. I'm thinking of my nephew who's just always plugged in. He's a gamer. I'm like, you know what?
He probably has Crocs.
Good again. Maybe there's a good Black Friday deal on those for Christmas.
There you go.
Except now he might know if he's watching.
Yeah, hope he's not watching.
He's probably still asleep. They're out of school today.
Right, they're out of school today, so they are sleeping in. All right, well, don't touch that remote. We've got a big update coming up here at the top of 9A.
Right now at 9A, an act of terror. That's how President Trump described yesterday's brazen attack on National Guard troops in the district. Coming Coming up, what we're learning about the suspected shooter as investigators dig for a motive. Plus, dozens dead and hundreds more missing. Crews battling this fire ripping through a Hong Kong high-rise more than a day after it sparked. Still ahead, who police just arrested. Then tracking the holiday hustle. We're keeping a close eye on your roads and skies as you gather for Thanksgiving. Stick around for any traffic troubles. Plus, chili celebrations. Our temps dipping for Turkey Day. Meteorologist Taylor Grenda tracking the holiday weather to dress for. Good Day DC is here for you, and it all starts right now.
Good day, D.C., Maryland, and Northern Virginia. It is 9 o'clock on this November 27th. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you at home. Happy Thanksgiving, Makia.
Happy Thanksgiving, girlie. Are you ready?
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're glad to have you here with us. At any moment, we are expecting an update on the shooting of 2 National Guardsmen yesterday in D.C. But first, we want to get out to our Stephanie Ramirez. She is live from the scene with the latest there.
Well, ladies, we actually have now moved. So we are in the office of the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. And as soon as that news conference begins, I will step out of the way. But right now, yes, at any moment that could begin with the U.S. Attorney for D.C., that is Judge Jeanine Pirro. We also have National Guard leaders, the FBI, D.C. Police, and D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser. Now, just to recap here, it was around 2:15 yesterday, just blocks outside of the White House, when authorities say a targeted shooting, an ambush happened here on 2 National Guard members that we learned are from West Virginia. This was just outside of the Farragut West Metro Station by 17th and I Streets Northwest. Now, this morning, Fox News is reporting, that is our parent station, reporting that through sources, the suspect worked with various United States government entities, including the CIA, as a member of a partner force in Afghanistan. They are naming that suspect through sources as 29-year-old Rahmanullah Lakhanwal, an Afghan national who came to the United States in 2021 under the Biden administration's Operation Allies Welcome, set up after the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan to evacuate and resettle Afghans during that time. Now, the suspect lived in Washington State, the only suspect being named at this time. No motive at this time as well. Now, West Virginia's governor had originally said the 2 Guard members shot were killed. He walked back those comments. D.C. police and the FBI later classifying the 2 military members in a news conference as critically injured. One of those members, we have learned his name, Mr. Wolf, named by his high school in a Facebook post, and they said that he was undergoing surgery in critical condition. I believe his name is Andrew Wolf. The whole community sending prayers across the country, prayers going out for these community members. Guys, we have nearly 2,200 National Guard members in D.C. And from other states who've been patrolling and helping to clean up the district, deployed after the president announced the federal surge on the district. Since August, we've seen them across the city. A judge recently ruled that deployment illegal and gave the Trump administration until December to appeal. In the wake of the shooting, the president is now planning for 500 more National Guard troops to be deployed to the district. A joint task force, we hear from them in updates, and they also tell us, guys, the numbers of members and what they're doing. That also includes, when we say being deployed, the beautification process. It looks like the officials are going to walk in the room right now, so I'm going to step out of your way so we can listen in, guys.
Ready for sure. You did a great job. I think it was just the photographer. That was your guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, our Stephanie Ramirez there inside of the room as we wait for law enforcement officials, first responders, as well as Attorney General for D.C., Jeanine Pirro, to give us an update on the 2 National Guard members that were shot in that targeted attack in Farragut Square yesterday. We are waiting for them to come into the room. Should be in any moment now. But in the meantime, let's talk a little bit more about yesterday's brazen shooting that unfolded there, steps away from several popular restaurants and businesses. Not far from the White House either. Fox 5 was live there near the scene with reaction. We had witnesses who had this to say about the incident.
I'm so sad. It's senseless. It shouldn't be like this.
It's shocking. I would never expect to see this in D.C.
You're leaving work, walking to catch the red line. You happen to see this. What's your reaction to that?
It's pretty sad. It's sad what's happening in the world. It's really sad.
Now, a reminder, be sure to stay with us for that live news conference that should be getting underway any moment as officials prepare to give us an update on that shooting this morning. That is set to begin any moment now. We will, of course, bring you live full coverage right here on Fox 5.
Meantime, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser speaking for the first time about her decision not to run for re-election. Bowser says her biggest accomplishments were luring the commanders back to Washington and building investments in poorer parts of the city. Bowser telling reporters at a food distribution event in the D.C. Convention Center that she's grateful for her 3 terms.
I'm grateful that D.C. residents gave me 20 years to serve this great city. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for placing your trust in me and giving me and my family this extraordinary opportunity.
Now, Bowser has been mayor for 10 years. Her term will expire in January 2027. She says that she has no plans for future elections unless D.C. becomes a state. Then she says she'll run for governor.
Turning now to a Fox 5 News alert. 55 people now confirmed dead in a massive fire at a Hong Kong apartment complex. Hundreds more still missing this morning. That fire began burning yesterday afternoon, quickly spread to 7 of the high-rise's 8 buildings. Investigators say unsafe materials appear to have been used in construction scaffolding. 3 construction company employees have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter charges.
A woman is dead in Arlington and 2 others taken to the hospital after a stabbing. This happened around 5 p.m. yesterday inside a business on North Glebe Road.
There was believed to be a struggle in this incident, but again, we're still trying to put together the details as to what actually happened here. There's no ongoing threat to the community, and there's not believed to be any outstanding suspects.
Police say the 2 men taken to the hospital are in serious but stable condition.
The search for a missing Virginia football coach is now a manhunt after police announced that he's wanted on child pornography charges. Travis Turner went missing last week, just days before his undefeated football team's playoff game. According to police, the 46-year-old coach was reported missing after authorities went to his home in Appalachia to question him. Search and rescue teams, drones, and canine units have all been deployed by police across several jurisdictions in an effort to locate that coach.
The Virginia State Police is actively searching for Turner, and we are asking for the public's help in providing any information that may lead to his whereabouts.
Coach Turner's wife told the Daily Mail that none of the charges are true, and she does not know anything in regard to the alleged crimes or her husband's location. Police say that their main priority right now is finding Turner safely.
The time right now is 9:07, and it's time now to say what's up weather. Giving you a live look this morning around the area, and it's going to be a cold, just brisk day out there. We know several activities are underway to give back this morning, and Taylor, the best piece of advice is to just pull out that heavier coat, grab a hat and some gloves.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be a chilly start to the morning. It's going to be a cold day on tap. One of the colder Thanksgiving days we've dealt with in quite some time. Biggest takeaway for today is that, yes, it's chilly to start out. It's just not going to warm up at all throughout the afternoon either. Here's a look at the temperatures. We're currently in the low to mid 40s, and that's really the warmest we'll get for the day. And the breeze will actually make you feel a little bit colder in a couple of hours. Upper 30s to mid 40s being reported with the temperatures currently. Here's a live look at radar trying to actually break out a couple of isolated snow showers over the higher elevations of the mountains right there. So it shows you it's cold enough to snow currently there. Here locally, we're looking at a mainly dry day. Things should be looking dry throughout the afternoon and also the next couple of days. So here's how today kind of shapes up. We'll see temperatures get into the 40s throughout the afternoon, pretty much where they are right now. They'll kind of hold steady, upper 30s to maybe mid 40s. We'll have the strong gusty winds in effect, which will really make it feel even colder throughout the day. And then here we go, the next couple of days. That's just what it will kind of feature dry weather, and that cold air will stick around all the way through the start of the weekend. Low 40s tomorrow will still be kind of windy. And then on Saturday, although that wind will kind of lighten up, it's still going to be a cold day. Low 40s for that afternoon. Even Sunday looks cold. That's when we could see at least a threat for a wintry mix that morning before it changes over to rain. So travel plans on Sunday look okay. There's just a brief period that morning we could maybe pick up on a wintry mix. So of course we'll have much more on that coming up here in a couple of minutes. Back to you.
All right, Taylor, thank you. Well, after the break, as we race towards Thanksgiving, we've got to look at some of the top gifts for the tech lovers in your life. Plus, a live look from our tower cam out along Wisconsin Avenue this morning. Around 6,000 runners taking part in today's 43rd annual Turkey Chase charity race right here in downtown Bethesda, right outside of our Fox 5 studios. The event will help raise funds to support the YMCA's mission to develop youth community programs. A lot of turkey trots happening all across the DMV this morning, and it is a chilly start to it. Plus, we are keeping a close eye as well on that news conference. We're expecting top leaders and officials to give us an update on the 2 National Guardsmen that were shot in D.C. yesterday. We'll bring that to you live when it happens right here on Fox 5. Welcome back. As families get ready to start holiday shopping, we're helping you figure out what to get the tech lovers that may be in your life.
That's right. Here's Steve Genevieve with some top gifts for all the ages.
The holiday shopping season officially on now. Retailers everywhere rolling out Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals earlier than ever, and Americans are expected to spend more than $2,000 on gifts this year on average. What about the tech gifts? Well, tech expert Jennifer Jolly joins us now with some top picks and insider tips. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Hello, I am doing so well because these are just blowing me away today, starting with an affordable laptop that actually keeps up with modern life. It's the HP OmniBook 5 with a Snapdragon X Elite chip. This is one of the top picks of 2025 because it's fast, it's quiet, but listen to this. The battery lasts up to 26 hours on a single charge. It is thin, it is light, it is powerful enough to run AI tools like Copilot without breaking a sweat. Such a good pick for for students, travelers, anyone who forgets their charger all the time like I do. No brainer. And listen to this again, under $700. That's a real performance piece without a premium price tag.
I like that. Let's stick on the AI trend right now when it comes to computers and accessories. What else did you find?
Well, for anyone printing like school projects at midnight, or maybe you have a home office, check out the HP SmartTank 7602. Total game changer. It comes with 2 years of ink right out of the box and uses built-in AI to clean up web pages and emails before printing, so you don't end up wasting ink on ads or blank spaces. It also fixes Wi-Fi drops automatically, lets you print or scan from your phone with one tap. Think of it like a smart printer that finally makes printing easy and, dare I say, fun again.
That's what we need. The smarter the better. That's the way I like to look at it. I, until very recently, would never have thought that we would be talking about tech and bird feeders at the same time. But apparently, thanks to the genius of 2025, we can.
I know, seriously, I have this Bird Buddy Smart Bird Feeder Pro in my backyard. I had no idea what an absolute bird nerd I was until I set this up. This uses AI to identify every bird that stops by. I live in the Pacific Northwest. We had a bald eagle come and pay a little visit to ours one day. It was amazing because it sends these crystal clear photos straight to your phone. This is so much fun, pure joy. Family, grandparents, even kids love it. I love it because it's tech. Look at that little guy. Tech that connects people right back to nature.
All right, we'll try to get back to that story momentarily, but breaking right now, we are taking you live to the district where top officials are giving an update on yesterday's shooting of 2 National Guardsmen there. Let's listen in to Janine Pirro, the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia.
It's working? All right. Thank you all for being here on this difficult day. As you know, my name is Janine Pirro. I am the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, and I am joined here by several individuals who represent agencies who have been working around the clock since this horrific event happened. To my left, we have the director of the FBI. We have General Leland Blanchard of the National Guard. Mayor Bowser is here as well. We have Frank Saldana of the DEA, Chris Hecht of DHS, Executive Assistant Chief Jeffrey Carroll of the MPD, Darren Cox of the Washington FBI Field Office, and a Special Agent in Charge, Samuel Ward of the ATF in Washington. Now, I want to provide you with an update on the tragic shooting that occurred on 2 brave members of the West Virginia National Guard as they served in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, today, as most families join together to give thanks for the blessings that have been bestowed upon them, 2 families are shattered and destroyed and torn apart as a result of the actions of one man. First and foremost, our hearts go out to the victims and their families. These are dedicated service members who were performing their duties in service to our nation, and they are currently in critical condition. They have undergone surgery. We pray for their well-being as they continue to be cared for in the best possible way. We have been in constant contact with their families and have provided them with every resource needed during this difficult time. The 2 National Guards men that we're talking about are Sarah Beckstrom, who's 20 years old, and Andrew Wolf, who is 24 years old. They were uniformed members of the West Virginia National Guard, and they were in D.C. to keep D.C. safe, pursuant to President Trump's executive order to make D.C. safe and beautiful. They answered the call, they took the charge, they volunteered. They put their lives on the line for people they don't even know. And that, unfortunately, is becoming a reality more and more for the members of law enforcement. Yesterday on Thanksgiving Eve at approximately 2:15, near 17th and I Streets in the northwest section of the district, near the Farragut West Metro Station, 2 uniformed guardsmen were ambushed in a brazen and targeted attack. A lone gunman opened fire without provocation, ambush style, armed with a .357 Smith & Wesson revolver. One guardsman is struck, goes down, and then the shooter leans over and strikes the guardsman again. Another guardsman is struck several times. Fellow guardsmen who were there responded immediately, engaging the suspect, neutralizing the threat, and subduing him at the scene. He was transported to a local hospital where he remains, as we speak, under heavy guard. Thanks to the swift and coordinated response of the National Guard and the Metropolitan Police Department, no additional victims were harmed, and the scene was secured within minutes. The suspect, he has been identified as Ramanullah Lakanwal, a 29-year-old Afghan who entered the United States under Biden's Operation Allies Welcome, a program following the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. He resided in Bellingham, Washington, with his wife and, we believe, 5 children. And we're working very closely with our federal partners, especially DHS and the FBI, to review his immigration history and the vetting process itself. What we know about him is that he drove his vehicle across country from the state of Washington with the intended target of coming to our nation's capital. As we stand here today, the charges that are appropriate right now are 3 counts of assault with intent to kill while armed, a violation of DC Code 22-401 and DC Code 22-4502. He will also be charged with possession of a firearm during a crime of violence. He faces 15 years under the assault with the intent to kill. We intend to continue monitoring what the charges will be, depending upon the well-being of the guardsmen. We are praying that they survive and that the highest charge will not have to be murder in the first degree. But make no mistake, if they do not, that will certainly be the charge, murder in the first degree. The Department of Justice, under Attorney General Pam Bondi, is committed to a thorough and an impartial investigation where we will hold this perpetrator accountable under the full weight of the law. Now, Sarah and Andrew volunteered. They came here to protect the people of the district, pursuant to a crime emergency that President Trump rightly declared in this city and in other cities across the country. Our nation's capital should not and must not be a place where evil comes to commit violence, whatever their cause or motive may be. We should not have to live in fear in the nation's capital, especially by one who came here from a foreign country. And through a process that was so absurd that he came through and released into this country, as many were, knowing virtually nothing about his vetting. This is what happens in this country when people are allowed in who are not properly vetted. These guardsmen and all who are here to protect the district are the line that separates a civilized society from a barbaric one. They are the ones who stand for law and order. This was not just an attack. It was a direct challenge to law and order in our nation's capital. And the individual will be made fully accountable. And though it seems that we have been here before under President Trump, make no mistake, and the Attorney General, we will not allow this to be normalized. It will be confronted, condemned, and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Now, my message to the individual who committed these acts is you picked the wrong target, the wrong city, and the wrong country, and you will be sorry for the violence and the evil that you perpetrated in our nation's capital. And now I call upon the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thanks, Judge. I'll begin my remarks and my remarks the same way, with prayer for our fallen soldiers, prayer for our law enforcement community, prayer for our National Guardsmen and women, prayer for our brave prosecutors at the Department of Justice and the offices of the D.C. United States Attorney. We must come together as a nation, especially on this Thanksgiving Day, and remember the sacrifices that so many are making around the world and around this country to secure our freedoms under President Trump's brilliant leadership and administration. I'll provide an update on the case as follows. It is an ongoing investigation of terrorism. Make no mistake about it. The FBI is leading out on this federal assault on a federal law enforcement officer investigation on many fronts. We immediately, with our law enforcement partners in the Metropolitan Police Department and the interagency, secured the scene, seized the weapon, sent in our evidence response team immediately to collect evidence and started doing block-by-block canvasses. We are looking for and interviewing witnesses. The firearm and other materials have been sent to our Quantico laboratory already yesterday for immediate analysis. That work is ongoing. Partnering with the D.C. United States Attorney's Office, we have also executed multiple search warrants around the country to include the subject's last known residence, which is in the state of Washington. The search warrant was executed on that house last night or early this morning, and it is an ongoing process. All the individuals found in the house have been interviewed, and some interviews remain ongoing. We will not stop until we interview anyone and everyone associated with the subject, the house, and every piece of his life. There's also subject interviews relations conducted in San Diego, pursuant to our ongoing investigation. So, as the judge noted, this is a coast-to-coast investigation being led right here in Washington, D.C. And this subject definitely did pick the wrong country. And we will rise together as a nation to show the world what we do here. And we are thankful that we have the Attorney General's brave leadership and President Trump's brave leadership and priorities to safeguard our communities. I also spoke to Director of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, last night, and Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background as well, to include any known associates that are either overseas or here in the United States of America. That is what a broad-based international terrorism investigation looks like. We will provide continuous details to the American public while at the same time not jeopardizing the ongoing prosecution to ultimately hold this perpetrator accountable in our courts of law. We will provide as much transparency as possible, but as you can see, the breadth and scope of this investigation will continue. We will continue to hit the streets and hit every town and every house and talk to every witness. The men and women of the FBI and the Metropolitan Police Department and the interagency, to include the Department of Homeland Security, DEA, and ATF, are working tirelessly on this Thanksgiving Day. And I know just by talking to the leaders behind me that instead of going on and being with their families, everyone rogered up and showed up to work today. And none of them want to go home. That's the resolve that we have together as a team to bring to you justice for this heinous act of terrorism here in our nation's capital. And as the judge said, we will ensure that our law enforcement partners are out there in full force to make sure the world can enjoy our nation's capital. We will not let this heinous act of violence prevent people from visiting our beautiful nation's capital. And we will also continue to highlight any evidence that we can publicly. And as the judge said, this individual is in this country for one reason and one reason alone, because of the disastrous withdrawal from the Biden administration and the failure to vet in any way, shape, or form, this individual and countless others, and this administration has taken the rightful step to stop any further allowance of people with this similar background into the country, and we're thankful for that. And as I said, this investigation remains ongoing, and I think I'll turn it over to General Blanchard of the National Guard now. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. All across America this morning, families are waking up. They'll spend the day with their children, their brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, friends from across the community. There will be the smell of turkey, all the fixings. They'll watch parades, football games. They'll pray together. They'll talk about what they're grateful for. This morning, there are two families that will not have that opportunity. Andy and Sarah's families, they're spending the day reflecting on the past, and in the days coming, they'll reflect on and think about what could have been, what might be. Because regardless of the outcome, we know that their lives, their families' lives are all changed forever. Because one person decided to do this horrific and evil thing. And all across America, we are also reminded that there are many law enforcement agents, first responders, soldiers, service members all around the world who at best will come home, eat some cold turkey, open up Tupperware, eat what's left over, because they spent the day defending the American ideals, getting out there and getting after it on every American citizen's behalf. I will say that the District of Columbia National Guard, this task force, is more committed this morning to the President's directive to make D.C. safe and beautiful. Our resolve will be tested. It is being tested, but make no mistake, each and every one of these soldiers and airmen will meet and exceed the expectation that we have for them. They are, in fact, America's best. I'm proud of each and every one of them. I pray for each and every one of them today, and in particular, for these two young service members who are willing to go above and beyond and pay whatever price our nation asks of them. I ask every American today to keep them in their thoughts and prayers as you go about your day. Thank you.
Thank you, General. Mayor, where's Mayor Bowser? Yeah.
Thank you, Judge. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C., and I want to associate myself with the remarks of our Adjutant General from the D.C. National Guard. I want to be very clear what the judge and everyone has reported here. Somebody drove across the country, came to Washington, D.C. to attack America. And that person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. These young people should be at home in West Virginia with their families.
ATF, anybody? DHS? Anyone? Okay. I also want to say that both Sarah and Andrew, I believe, were sworn in less than 24 hours before they were shot on the street in Washington. Any questions?
Could you drill down on a possible motive? Have you got any information, any intelligence on a possible motive for the shooting?
You know, as the directors indicated, this is a fluid investigation. People are working around the clock. It's too soon to say what the motive is, but there are definitely areas that we're looking into, but not ready to say.
Can you characterize a little bit about how the assailant was taken down after he opened fire?
Yeah, he got shot.
But by another guard?
By another guardsman, yeah.
You mentioned earlier that he had the shooter had initially shot one of the guardsmen, then leaned over as they were
shot him again. Yep.
How many shots are we?
Well, the specific number. Look, he had a .357 Smith & Wesson revolver. Okay, so I believe that's a six-shooter. Yeah. So you know that kind of tells us how many shots he had. Yes.
Judge, you had mentioned we've been here before because we have. It was May when we were last
Yeah.
here. I want to ask if you could please comment to, obviously, we understand that you're saying this is under the Biden administration, and the words are that it was a failed withdrawal, and what happened there. There are people who are also upset with the president believing that the National Guard members should not even have been there.
if it were not for the executive order.
I don't even want to talk about whether they should have been there. We ought to kiss the ground and thank God that the president said it's time to bring in more law enforcement to make sure that a city that had the 4th highest homicide rate in the country was that violence was quelled. I'm not even going to go there.
Question for Director Patel. Was the suspect granted asylum, and if so, when did that happen, under which administration, and did authorities miss any signs, either in the asylum process or even back when he reportedly worked for the CIA? If you could talk about that.
Well, you miss all the signs when you do absolutely zero vetting. And that's exactly what happened in this case. When you, in the prior administration, made the decision to allow thousands of people into this country without doing a single piece of background checking or vetting, that's how you miss every single sign. And Secretary Kristi Noem has put out details specifically related to your other questions, so I'll let that speak for themselves.
Specificity of when he was granted, if or when he was granted asylum, if you could just clarify that timeline and.
Yes, I believe Kristi Noem put that out, and that's a DHS matter, and I'll refer it to them.
Could you elaborate on the investigative steps that were taken
Sure.
in San Diego? You mentioned Bellingham, Washington.
Sure.
Could you explain the San Diego connection?
So what happened was, thanks to the quick investigation by the interagency and the FBI, we were able to track down his last known residence, working with our United States Attorney's offices here and at the Department of Justice and prosecutors across the country. We were able to serve search warrants literally overnight and through the night.
All night.
And we were able to hit the house in Washington State. During that process, we seized numerous electronic devices to include cell phones, laptops, iPads, and other material that is being analyzed as we speak. Pursuant to that investigation and any known associates of the subject and of that house is how we ended up in San Diego, where interviews were conducted and are going to be continued to be conducted. And we will go anywhere in the country or the world where the evidence leads us.
Are there accomplices, relationships in San Diego you can talk about?
All of that is an ongoing investigation.
Can anyone give an update as far as Sarah and Andrew, who were injured? You say critical condition. Can you give anything beyond that? Are they expected to make it? Is it touch and go? Can you tell us a little more about how they're doing?
And the full spelling of their names, please.
It is Sarah Beckstrom, Beckstrom, and Andrew Wolf with an E, Wolfe. Okay, and Sarah Beckstrom.
How do you spell Sarah?
Oh, S with an H. Okay. Now, with respect to their medical condition, as I said, they are receiving the finest medical care. Their families are with them now. They are critical. I think you understand the meaning of that. It's not clear, how this is going to end up. But let me be perfectly clear about how it will end up in this office. If one of them is to pass, and God forbid that happens, this is a murder one, period, end of the story. We are praying on a day like today when families come together in America and they hold hands around the Thanksgiving table. I beg you, I beseech you to pray for these two young people that they survive. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Happy.
Yeah, we're not going there. We're not going there. No. Thank you.
Decision not to charge him as a terrorist?
You are listening live there to top leaders here in the D.C. area, as well as the U.S. Attorney General Jeanine Pirro for the District of Columbia, giving us an update on yesterday's shooting of two National Guardsmen in D.C. near Farragut Square. We are learning this morning that those two National Guardsmen are currently in critical condition after undergoing surgery. We have been told that they have been identified as 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom and 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, both serving with the West Virginia National Guard.
We're also learning more about that suspect this morning, 29-year-old Ramanala Lochinwall. It is apparent that this is a coast-to-coast investigation because officials there were saying that he drove all the way across the country from Bellingham, Washington, where he lived with his wife and 5 children. Stephanie Ramirez has been inside of that room for the duration of this conference, and for that, we do want to bring her in to get the latest.
And guys, just want to reiterate the words from U.S. Attorney for D.C., Judge Jeanine Pirro, who said that these two National Guard members were sworn in. It was 24 hours, not even 24 hours before they were shot. Now, I want to kind of step out of your way here. There's a lot of other cameras here, so I'm trying to be respectful as they zoom in, but we're also wanting to show you the photos of the two National Guard members you just mentioned, 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom and 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, both of them from West Virginia, as we know. And so the judge did speak to charges that they're looking at as of right now. 3 counts of assault with attempt to kill while armed. It's 15 years, up to 15 years for attempt to kill, possession of a firearm during a crime of violence, and they will assess the charges depending on the well-being of these Guard members. And the words today were that this was what happens when people are allowed into the country but not properly vetted. FBI Director Kash Patel spoke to how this is an ongoing investigation of terror. They're asking for any witnesses in the area to please come forward with providing information. They're also still investigating in both the suspect's home in Washington and also location in San Diego as well. The mayor also quickly spoke, saying she wants to be very clear to reiterate that somebody drove across the country, came to Washington, D.C. to attack, and that person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The judge not even wanting to talk and gave a more emotional, angry response when I had asked about some of the frustrations from locals in D.C. who are upset that the National Guard is here, that they believe this shouldn't happen. And their focus right now is not on that, on investigating this person who wanted to do hate, who they're saying is an Afghan national who should not have been allowed to be here. And right now everybody's praying for these Guard members and their condition, as they are in critical condition and undergoing surgery at this time. Their family's not able to celebrate Thanksgiving the way millions of people are across the country today. That's the very latest here, guys, from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the District of Columbia. I'll send it back to you.
welcome back in. We're coming up on 9:30 right now, and it's time now to say what's up weather. Giving you a live look right now around the area.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of sun this morning to get our Thanksgiving started, but it is chilly out there, and it's, Taylor, I don't think you said it's going to warm up much more than it is right now.
I know, it looks very winter-like out there, doesn't it? Certainly feels that way because we're off to a cold start early on this Thanksgiving morning. It's going to remain chilly throughout the day, too, and also gusty. So we've already seen the wind start to kick in right now. Although we're at 46 degrees in D.C., it feels like 39 degrees, and that's going to be the case ongoing throughout the day. Here's a look at the temperatures. Real temperatures are in the 40s for pretty much everyone. That's pretty much the warmest we'll get for today, and it'll feel colder than that even throughout the afternoon. We've seen the clouds move back in after we briefly started with some sunshine early on this morning. It is going to be a dry day out there, so we'll be rain and snow free here locally across the DMV. If you do have any kind of brief travel plans for today, you're going to be good to go in terms of that, but the wind may be a nuisance. Temperatures will fall well below the average high for this time of year. I think we'll only top out in the mid-40s. To put it in perspective, we should be around 54 degrees for this time of the year. 46 degrees for the high temperature today. It will be cold and blustery with peak wind gusts upwards of 35, even 40 miles per hour. Although it won't settle down too much overnight, it's still going to be a cold night. So make sure if you're out, especially after sunset this evening, you bundle up. It's going to be a cold evening out there. Temperatures should drop below freezing for a good part of the DMV. And then tomorrow we'll be off to another cold start, and it's going to be a rather cold Black Friday forecast. If you have any plans that take you outside, you're heading out to go shopping, something like that, dress in layers and bundle up. It's going to feel colder than the low 40s just because we'll have that wind in effect. So I would dress for the 30s all the way through tomorrow, even into the start of the weekend. We'll keep that cold air around. And then here we go by Sunday. That's when we'll see a change. So we have been anticipating some rain on Sunday throughout the last couple of days. It's been looking that way at least. It looks like by early Sunday morning, some of this may move in a bit earlier and hit that colder air. So that's why we'll at least mention the chance for a brief wintry mix early Sunday morning, more or less before sunrise that day, before this transitions over to mainly rain throughout the rest of Sunday. So 7-day forecast. If you're going to be out driving very early Sunday morning, you may briefly run into this wintry mix. Otherwise, the rest of the day, minimal travel impacts due to that, as should be just mainly a rain event. By Monday, it looks to be dry with cloudy skies, and then here we go. Tuesday is the next day that we could mention the chance for some rain or even some snow, so we're keeping a close eye on that. Of course, we'll keep you updated for the rest of this week into the weekend as those models kind of come into consensus. Regardless, it is going to be a chilly stretch of weather all the way through the middle of next week.
All right, we got to bundle up and just be ready for all of it, especially that wintry mix that you're mentioning. All right, thanks so much, Taylor. Oh, this holiday, let's talk some treats now.
Yeah, let's check in with our Erin Como with a festive twist on some holiday pudding.
No Thanksgiving meal is complete without a sweet treat at the end, and Rachel Sharif, she is the executive pastry chef from Marcus, D.C., is joining me in my home kitchen with the perfect dessert to end our meal. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
So what do we have here today?
So I have prepared a pumpkin pudding with some spiced pumpkin or a pumpkin spice whipped cream and some candied pumpkin seeds as well. Everything pumpkin.
So the taste of fall for sure.
Yeah.
So we take a nice rocks glass. This is great because you can use your own glassware. It's individual portions if you're hosting the Thanksgiving dinner yourself.
Yep.
And what is our first step?
All right, so our first step, I'm going to have you actually do it, so it's more fun.
Okay, so we have the piping bag.
Yes, already prepared for you. Just put how much you want in there. It's a nice custard full of some milk, some sugar, some egg yolks, pumpkin puree.
Yum.
What else? A lot of pumpkin spice.
And you make it on stovetop?
Yes, so it's a boiled custard. It's fairly simple. Just kind of heat up your milk, sugar, puree, your spices, all that fun stuff.
I went it a little heavy because
that's okay.
It looks good.
It's a large glass. Great.
Yeah, great. So we have our base of pumpkin pudding.
Yes. And then you can also put your spiced whipped cream on top, a dollop.
Now,
as much as you want.
Homemade whipped cream, we were talking about this while we were setting up for the shoot, so much better than store-bought.
Yeah.
And it's pretty simple to make. You just need some heavy cream.
Yeah, heavy cream.
Powdered
sugar, and whatever spices you want. Again, we're staying with the fall theme, so I'll stay with the pumpkin spice. And you can, if you feel fancy, put some like vanilla extract in there as well.
Love the taste of vanilla.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this, you can make the different parts of it the night before.
Yeah.
And then serve it fresh.
Yeah.
And get kids involved to help.
Yeah, it's very interactive, and all these things can be prepared the night before. So Thanksgiving morning, just boom, you're ready to go.
Ready to go. So you can take the stress out of it.
Yeah.
I like to pre-make all of the dishes that I can ahead of time, so that way the day of I'm not just running around, even though most Thanksgivings I am running around the whole time when I'm hosting. So then we have these great toasted pepita seeds, and you can see the crunchy sugar on them?
Yeah, so you toast the pumpkin seeds in the oven about like 400 degrees for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how dark you want them. And then while that's going, you're going to prepare a sugar syrup in a small pot. Let the sugar get very thick. And then you're going to add in your pumpkin seeds and continue to stir, because agitating the sugar will eventually become crystals again.
Oh, wow. And that's how you get this great crunchy sugar on the outside?
It's a nice glass coating on the outside. You can add some salt in there if you like a little salty, sweet bite.
I love that.
Yeah.
Especially this time of year, after you're eating, you know, the mac and cheese, the turkey, all the things, the delicious bread, gravy, mashed potatoes.
All the things.
Yeah. All the things. But we always say you have to save room for dessert.
Yes.
Because no meal is complete without something sweet at the end. Now, I made mine look just like yours. Let's get some spoons out of the store right here and we can try.
Let's try.
This will be great. Love this for us. For you, what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish as an executive pastry chef? Is there anything savory that you have to have on your plate?
Savory.
Yeah.
I love collard greens.
I do love some good collard greens.
If you have that really good, like, smoky, meaty flavor in there with a little add of vinegar to help balance, it's my favorite dish.
You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Let's give these a try. We'll take the ones, a little bit of this one, a little bit of this one. Get a nice spoon.
Yeah, get everything in the same bite. A lot of whipped cream.
Wow. The crunch on the seeds with the creaminess and the pumpkin flavor, this is amazing.
Thank you very much. I like to incorporate sugar, sweet, salty, fat, all in the same bite.
You've done all the things. I will say cheers to you. Thank you for joining us in our kitchen.
Thank you very much for having me.
And speaking of a toast, we're not ending things with dessert. Stick with us, because coming up next, we are going to show you some great fall-inspired cocktails to make your Thanksgiving feast pop even more.
All right, thanks so much, Aaron. We're going to check back in just a moment. In the meantime, stay with us. We're back with our social scene after this. Welcome back in. 9:53 is your time right now. We're back with this morning's social scene. There's a new study, and it suggests the longer people expect to stay single, the more flexible their dating standards become. Researchers say even big deal breakers can start to feel negotiable when the alternative is years of being alone. A study published in the Journal of Personal Relationships found that singlehood stigma and fear of loneliness can push people to reconsider traits they once said were non-negotiable. After surveying hundreds of adults, researchers found many were more open to partners with seriously disqualifying traits when they anticipated a long period of singlehood.
I can see this. I can see how people feel like, you know, they get to a certain age, maybe they feel like they don't have those options anymore, and so they settle for whatever maybe they feel like is the next best thing. But you got to remember, you got to keep what's important to you at heart.
Absolutely. I mean, you definitely don't want to settle because you'll end up missing out on your actual blessing if you know, someone else is taking up that space. But I get it. You know, it's if you desire companionship and it's taking a while, just, you know, just get to know different people. But I'm with you. Just don't settle if you're not happy.
Keep that in mind. Meantime, an article trending listing vintage Thanksgiving dishes. Okay, these authors say that the dishes may have disappeared from most tables, but they are now making a comeback online. So let's take a look at them here. Up first, oyster stuffing. We then have ambrosia salad, often made with canned pineapple, mandarin oranges, marshmallows. And then there is mashed turnips. That comes in third. Corn pudding coming in fourth, old school giblet gravy at number 5, cranberry fluff, the sweet mix of marshmallows, applesauce, and whipped cream rounding out this top 6. So I used to love ambrosia salad. I will be completely honest, like I loved that growing up. I remember specifically learning how to make it from my grandma, but oyster stuffing,
that's a new one for me. But also too, I don't eat oysters and I'm not crazy about stuffing, so.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard no for me. The only one on this I would probably go back to is the ambrosia salad. Corn pudding, not bad. I guess I could
mashed turnips. You still get your greens. They're just, you know, presented a different way.
In a different way. Cranberry fluff.
Texture.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
Are you a
know what you
cranberry
think.
lover?
Oh, I love cranberry sauce. Yes.
Okay.
I'm like the only person who eats the cranberry sauce, but hey, I'll take it. Taking you're not one.
No. I feel like we had this whole debate yesterday. I'm just like, I think you and maybe someone else, I think, was it Marissa or someone who said that they like cranberry sauce?
Yeah.
I can't remember, but yeah.
And then you've got the whole divisiveness whether you like the canned cranberry or the homemade cranberry sauce. So that's a whole nother divisiveness in that world right now.
Yeah, either way for me, it's a no. But what's one dish you're looking forward to the most?
Ooh, sweet potato casserole.
Okay.
All day long.
I love sweet. You know, I just had a sweet potato during the commercial break not too long ago. You know, I love sweet potatoes.
I do.
So.
This girl loves her sweet potatoes. All right, well, it is Thanksgiving. We hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving and glad to have you here joining us here on Fox 5 this morning.
Thanks so much for joining us and just continue to stay tuned. We'll have more coming your way on our website, fox5dc.com, and online. Take care.
come all the way from South Carolina for silence on Thanksgiving. Let's hear it. City, it's Thanksgiving morning and the Macy's parade is not over. If you're excited, let me hear it. There's magic in the air from Disney. It's the one, the only looking lovely, looking powerful, it's Minnie Mouse! On three, 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Timmy! Minnie Mouse balloon handlers, is that all you got? There we go. Welcome to the Macy's Parade. We've got even more Macy's magic. Give it up for our Macy's stars in green. Today, let's hear it for the NYPD Marching Band! Christmas classics are Jingle Bells and Snowflake. Working Jingle Bells, look at those things, yeah. And next, the NYPD Mountain Unit. Sanitation crew. Yeah. Yeah. it's time for our Macy's Red Believe Star. I see one more Macy's Red Star, which can only mean one thing. The biggest star of the Macy's Parade has landed here in New York City, all the way from the North Pole. The one, the only, Santa Claus! Wishing us all a happy Thanksgiving!
All right, what you were watching right there was the live feed of the New York City Thanksgiving Day Parade. Of course, we appreciate you watching it in full raw, no commercial breaks here on Live Now from Fox. My name is Josh Breslow, and as you can see, it comes and goes really quickly. So if you missed it from the start, we actually are going to replay it as we have other live events as well, parades that are expected to get underway here. We're going to have them for you over the next several hours. Going to head to a quick break, though. We will be right back in 2 short minutes. All right, welcome back here on Live Now from Fox. Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you so much for being with us here. My name is Josh Breslow, and the parade magic does continue because we actually have 2 parades going on right now, one in Houston, Texas, and another over in Chicago. We're going to head over to Chicago right now live. All right, it looks like that's all we're going to get of the Chicago parade. You did see a reporter walk into the shot. I think they're wrapping for the day. But again, that is one of the many Thanksgiving parades that we are going to bring you. And we'll actually have a replay of the one from New York City coming up in just a bit. For now, I do want to head to a quick 2-minute commercial break, but we're going to head over live to Houston on the other side. Welcome in here on Live Now from Fox. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. My name is Josh Breslow, and we do have a ton of live parades that we're going to get to here. Do want to head out live right now over to Houston, Texas.
side. I need a better angle. Well, some of them keep running out. I know. And then I lost my little shield, but the golf cart was buggy.
All right, that's a wrap over in Houston. As I mentioned here, we are taking a live look at several different feeds that are coming in from our different Fox affiliates, and that does include over in New York, where earlier we brought you that big New York City parade, and we're actually going to have a replay of that in case you missed it coming up here in just a few minutes. But again, we saw the ones out of Chicago and Houston, and if we see any more pop up in different cities across the country, especially there on the West Coast as we get later in the day, we're going to bring those to you in full here on Live Now from Fox. What I want to do right now is show you some of your photos. We do appreciate you out there, so take a look here. As we are getting those photos in, we're asking you for photos of your meal. And right here, this is a turkey that is getting smoked. That's from John and Maverick over in Sydney, Ohio. If you do want to submit your photos, all you have to do is scan that QR code top right-hand side of your screen, or go to livenowfox.com/connect. Again, that is the image right there. Pick up your phone, scan the QR code, and it'll take you right to a website. And what I want to do while we're waiting on maybe some more options to come in, because we want to get all of your photos in, and we know it's going to take a little bit. You can't upload them instantly, but as we wait for that to get underway, I do want to show you what the actual page itself will look like. So imagine that you did scan that QR code just now and it was up. All you do is go to this page right here. And what's interesting is you can actually see the different options for any kind of poll that we have going on. Up here right now is the which is your least favorite Thanksgiving side dish. So we'll pull that up here in just a second. But if you click over to the Share Now option, that's the second one, it allows you to simply upload a photo, and it'll also give you an ad, I guess. But upload your photo and then put a caption. Make sure to put your first name and your location there as far as the city goes. But again, we are going to bring those to you here on Live Now from Fox as we get them. We do have a few more coming in. This is from Gwendy, and it says, "Happy fall, y'all." And that is definitely a pie of some sort. Ryan, what kind of pie is that? Pumpkin. No, that makes sense. I clearly don't cook, so scan that QR code or go to livenowfox.com/connect and click that share button right there. This one from Trina F. Hopefully I said that right. "I love any photo that has a dog." It says, "Waiting for a bite. Happy Thanksgiving from Birmingham, Alabama." We do have more that are coming into the newsroom. We would definitely want to show these off, so make sure you scan that QR code and submit yours. This is Chelsea over in Jefferson City, Missouri, saying Happy Turkey Day. Is that a pie, Ryan? That's a pie? Ryan Dickerson, our producer here, she is basically keeping me informed on what these dishes are because she's much better at cooking than I am. Eric, over in North Carolina, sending in this photo of a turkey. I know that one. It says, "Happy Thanksgiving." We do have pineapples. See, I'm getting good at this. We have pineapples on what I imagine is a ham. It says, "Thankful and blessed." That is from the Riles family over in Clarksville, Georgia. Again, if you do want to submit your photos, scan that QR code top right-hand side of your screen or go to livenowfox.com/connect. This is from Haley over in Ashland saying, "Preparing Thanksgiving turkey with great grandma." We do love seeing all of your photos, so make sure that you do submit them. My name is Josh Breslow. On this Thanksgiving, we appreciate you being here with us for all of the different parades. We are going to step away for a quick break, but we will be Welcome back on this Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone watching out there. My name is Josh Breslow, and I'll be here with you as we break down all of your different parades that are taking place on this Thanksgiving Day. Hopefully everyone having a great day there with friends and family. And before we get into that replay of the New York City parade, I do want to bring you some of the comments because we are thankful for you viewers at home, and we really appreciate you taking the time to be here with us and to watch this. What I want to do is pop up some of those comments here on your screen. This one right here from Karen W. says, I'd just like to say thank you for your amazing coverage of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I loved watching just the parade with no commentators, celebrities, or commercials. That's what we do here at Live Now. We bring you those different live feeds so you can watch everything as it does play out here. Now, again, we are grateful for you at home. This one coming in from Tom G, who says, thank you so much for the best parade coverage since the 50s. I've called everybody I know so they could tune in and actually enjoy the parade itself. We definitely appreciate you getting us those viewers, Tom. Rather than to hear the self-centered commentators talk about themselves and all the great things they're doing and then end up only seeing part of the parade, you guys are great. We definitely appreciate the kind words right here. Now, we do have some other comments coming in from Rob over in Rochester, Minnesota, saying, I want to thank you for your live feed of the Thanksgiving Day. No blabbering from movie stars, pop icons, and commercials every 2 minutes. It reminded me of the way it used to be watching with my parents when I was young in the 70s. It's almost as good as being there in person, and I appreciate it. Now, it's important to note that's what we want to do. We want you to feel like you're there. We want you to hear all of the different natural sound, and unfortunately, sometimes the camera does move rather quickly because, again, if you were there, that's what you'd see. But we're bringing you all the action as well as the different sound there coming in. We also have Carolyn T saying thank you for broadcasting the parade live without silly commentators and interruptions. You will always be where I watch. Thank you again for those kind words. We definitely appreciate it. Now, if you did miss the parade itself earlier, I do want to bring it to you once again. This is a Live Now replay on Live Now from Fox.
Banda de Música La Primavera.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys! Woo!
Louder for our friends from Panama. Let's go! dream come true. It's Russell Dickerson! We're going to keep on rolling with the ball team. It's our Acorn Balloon. Hopefully you all get some pumpkin pie later today. Make some noise for our pumpkin balloon. There's another pumpkin. You gotta make some more noise. Let's hear it more. This is a sweet, sweet kid. It's our funny farm clowns. And I'm still